Let's talk about it. 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 On the video.
Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody today? I am so excited. We're going to be talking about trucking, the trucking industry, but we're also going to be talking about Michael Nelms, my guest, as a father as well, because that's an important topic. So I'm going to pull him up and then I'm going to share his bio while he's here. Hi, Michael. How
Hey,
you doing?
how are you? How you doing?
I'm great. It's so good to see you.
Thank you so much.
And I'm going to share about Michael.
Awesome. I appreciate you having me.
Well, thank you. Michael J. Nelms. He is the CEO, owner of Keep Trucking Transportation. He is a father and Howard University graduate who offers trucking and logistics services. Mike offers mentorships and teaches his mentees how to start a successful trucking business and scale their trucking fleet by increasing the trucks and trailers. Mike teaches how to invest properly in the trucking industry with a hands on approach. After working with Michael, clients learn how to stay in business while pivoting through decreased rates and increased fuel prices. His clients have been offered contracts with direct customers, consistent freight, dedicated lanes, and trailer options. Mike has incorporated transportation management systems to increase productivity and revenue. Michael and his team are known for building strong relationships with business owners and customers to provide quality service and on time deliveries. In closing, his favorite motto is we find a solution for a problem before it exists. Well, that is awesome. So you have this foresight of what could happen and make sure that you address it before it happens. That is awesome. And
Absolutely.
we've got a couple comments from our listening audience. Hello, and I'm sure that's Dr. Tina. Hi, how are you? So glad you're listening here today. And then she says, "Keep trucking." We're gonna keep trucking. And I am going to shut my mouth and I'm going to give you the floor and let you share a little bit more about your business, your industry, your philosophy, and how you see things. And we're going to be also talking about the fact that you are a father. But let's talk about the trucking industry first.
Awesome. Well, again, I'm Mike Nelms, CEO of Keep Trucking Transportation. I'm a father first and foremost, above all. A Howard University graduate who specializes in really leasing on owners as well as owner operators. We focus so much of our energy on that aspect because it's needed in this industry. It just creates a easier path to become successful in this industry once you align yourself with a great company like ours, Keep Trucking Transportation, so that we can mentor you as well as provide opportunities to help you scale in this industry.
That is awesome. And how long have you been in the business?
Oh, going on 9 years.
Going on 9 years. And let me ask you, what made you decide that this was the industry that you wanted to be in?
Because it has multiple streams of income under one umbrella. Most businesses that I've owned, and I think I've had about maybe seven by now, they're always just one way to earn income. And then when trucking came around, I was like, there's so many different opportunities, so many different lanes, so many different streams of revenue that we could create with just one business. And so it's been a journey. It's been a 9 year journey. We pivoted multiple times within our journey, which is great because now it allows us to have that type of experience and not just in one aspect of trucking, but various aspects in trucking.
And you said that there are like 9 streams of income
Yes,
through the trucking industry.
I mean at least 9 that we tapped into.
Well,
Um,
oh my goodness, let's talk about those streams of income.
So yeah, so actually we buy trailers and we rent and sell trailers. So the rental aspect of trailers, I kind of equate that to like real estate. So you buy the trailers low and then you rent them out for about 1,200 or 1,400 a month. And then of course we buy trucks and then we sell them. We put drivers in our trucks. We lease on owners and owner operators and show them how to scale properly. We offer mentorship program, consultations, dispatch training, right? We hire dispatchers. So it's just a lot of different things that we do. And most recently, we just created another stream of income by having rooftop mixers and allowing people to get proper funding so that they can purchase the proper equipment. And so it's just a lot of things that we do. We teach people how to buy trucks and trailers, of course, and we do it for them. We hire drivers. So it's just so many different things that we've been able to pretty much tap into.
Oh my goodness. So you actually help with funding to
Right,
help. Oh
right.
my goodness.
Provide funding on our rooftop mixers that we've been putting on. We have another one, I think March 4th of 2023. We
Okay.
partnered with another company who actually provides funding, and so we just kind of put two and two together and provide that funding at these multiple events that we're putting on.
Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. So, what type of person would best fit the trucking industry? What would be some of the, well, wait, we got some audience participation.
Okay.
Let's see here. Okay. Hello, everybody. That's cool, gamer. And then EDU Station says
Hey,
hello.
how you doing?
And she trucking. She says, keep trucking.
Keep
The
trucking.
best in the biz.
I appreciate the support. I appreciate everybody joining in.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So the question was, what type of personality would best fit this type of industry?
In trucking, you definitely have to have a thick skin. It's something that is forever changing. So no day is the same. It's always something. It's always something evolving. You have to be able to endure some of the hard times. And like I say, in 9 years we pivoted so much that to the point where we learned how to pivot before we were forced to pivot. So you just got to be constantly thinking. The willingness to grow and learn and do things different. Get outside your comfort zone. This is not an industry where you're going to do the same thing every day, so you're going to be a little bit uncomfortable, but you have to embrace those challenges. So
Yes.
yeah, it's a different type of business. Again, out of all the other businesses that I've had, this is the most intriguing. It's the most intricate. It's probably the most difficult, and that's why we focus so much on our mentorship program, because we understand that with the mentor, it's pretty much it's a lot easier for you to be successful in this industry. And you're gonna need that guidance. You're definitely gonna need that mentorship if you're thinking about getting into this industry.
So you said being thick skinned.
Yes.
Can you give me an example of a time when that held so true?
Let's see. I had at this time I think I had maybe 5 or 6 semis that I owned, and three of the trucks they actually had breakdowns like almost at the same time. I mean, it was just back to back, and I think with that it just kind of teaches you just to not stress, right? Just to kind of like my mom always say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You just gotta it's like triage. You gotta figure out what's the most important and work on that and just kind of figure your way out through the day. But sometimes that trucking is challenging. It's really challenging. It is. And I think because when I first started, I didn't have a mentor. I didn't know how big the industry was. I didn't know how many challenges that I would face, and I didn't have a mentor. And so that's why we preach so much about the mentorship, because a lot of these struggles, you can pretty much circumvent them if you have someone who's constantly teaching you, right? Who's constantly holding your hand and walking you through the process. And so now, of course, we embrace the process. No matter what happens, every day we know we're going to get through it, because it's one thing to own 1 or 2 trucks, but it's another thing to lease on. And for the last 9 years, we've touched well over 150 trucks, that we've either dispatched that was leased on, if I own the trucks, or if we just dispatch under someone else's MC and DOT and manage their fleet. So it makes it a little easier because we've touched so many trucks, we've dealt with so many issues. So it's kind of easy for us to come up with a solution before the problem even exists, and we really live by that. That's how you sustain. That's how you sustain in this industry. You have to be constantly thinking, what's the fastest way to get this repair fixed? What's the least costly way to get this repair fixed? And how do we continue to get this load drop so we can get to the next load, right? And it's just a constant battle with that. But again, the more trucks that you've actually worked and touched, the easier this industry becomes. Hence, again, you're going to hear me say the word mentorship 1,000 times because that's probably the most important piece of trucking, other than creating streams of funding for people to actually purchase their equipment.
Yes. And one of our guests, she says, love Keep Trucking. Rooftop mixer. We're going to be talking about that. We mentioned it, but we're going to be talking more about that in a minute. Now, we also have funding. All businesses could us funding.
Yeah, they could use funding. Yeah.
Oh, tell us about that.
Well, important. And again, I always like to use my own experiences to grow from, right? I'm really big on that. I like to educate based on my experiences, not something that I've heard or even that I learned. I like to go through it and then teach it. And when I first started, I had another business, a collection firm, a medical firm, and I was able to take that seed money to buy my first truck, and then my second and fourth, all the way to my 12th. But that's not really the right way to go about it. And if I could do it all over again, I would keep my seed money and I would use somebody else's money to get funding and get that equipment. And so that's why I teach from that perspective of, okay, well, one of the hardest parts in trucking is to get funding. If you're a new company, banks don't want to fund you. You don't have the experience. Trucking is a tricky industry, so it's a risky business. It's a risky loan for these banks. So once we were able to figure out the number one reason why these drivers who've been driving for 8, 9, 10 years, and I always ask them when I hire them, I say, well, what are your expectations? What do you want to, where do you want to be a year or two from now? And then the other question I always ask is, why haven't you purchased a truck? You know the roads inside out. You know how to run the truck. You know how to do your pre-trips, but why haven't you purchased a truck? And the most common answer is that they just didn't have funding, or they just didn't know the business side of trucking. So as Keep Trucking Transportation, we said, well, listen, we gotta create some changes. We have to be innovative. We have to figure out where's the disconnect between a driver and an owner operator. It's a huge difference. The pay is different. The freedom is different, right? So we want to be able to create not just more revenue for drivers. We want to put them in position to become an owner operator, and then they can spend some more time at home with their family. They don't have to be on the road, 14 days on, 2, 3 days off. They can spend maybe half that time because now they own that truck, right?
Right.
That's kind of, and I know I'm going off on a tangent because I love
That's okay.
because it's bigger than just a load. It's bigger than just the money, right? And that's good in this trucking. We all want to make some good money, but it's what you can do. It's how you can impact people on a level that's like far greater than just making a couple dollars. And that Keep Trucking Transportation, the number one thing we want our drivers to do is to become owner operators. We don't want them to be stagnant. And I understand owning the business isn't for everyone, but for the ones that do want to take that step, take that leap of faith, we want to make sure that we're able to provide that for them.
And a question. What is an owner op?
So an owner operator is a driver who actually owns their truck, their tractor and trailer, or just tractor, and then they drive for themselves. And I'm sorry, I keep thinking that we're on a trucking podcast. So yeah, there's probably people like, what's an owner op? Well, that's an owner op. You own the equipment and you drive for yourself. You pretty much work for yourself.
Okay, and of course, OPM is other people money.
People, so that's the name of the game. Of course, us young Black African Americans, we always were taught differently. We didn't, at least I'm 42, so growing up when I was younger, we didn't know about credit. They don't teach it in school, right? And so you don't know about using bank money to fund your business, to start your business, to keep it afloat, to scale. And so now that we do know, there's no excuse.
Yes.
We're giving that information. We're doing dispatch training classes, and we're not just teaching how to dispatch the load, which is to find the freight for the loads. We're teaching the things that go along with actually owning a business, on top of finding the freight and soliciting your carriers, the people who actually pick up the freight, the drivers, right? We want to teach the other side of trucking as well, so that people can start to couple the two and become a little bit more successful in this industry. Have
And
more.
one, yes, and one point I want to make, financial literacy, it is taught in white schools.
Right,
It's not taught in
right,
our schools.
right.
So they have a jump start because they've learned this stuff early on. And so for you to be cognizant of that and wanting to make young people aware of what it means to be credit worthy in order to, in fact, be able to purchase your own fleet,
Absolutely.
starting with one truck and then moving on to many trucks. I mean,
Right,
that is awesome.
right.
That is awesome. So, what age would you suggest is the best age to get into the trucking industry?
What age? I have some. So we do consultations, and I've had as young as 18 purchase a consultation. I think that so my brother, he's a doctor of education, Dr. Sean Nelms, and we were just spending our Thanksgiving holiday together. And one of the things that we were speaking on was trying to implement trucking in high school. I think it's an important trade to have to start. I've never heard of it, so hopefully that will be one of the first to implement it. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna use his platform since he's a superintendent of schools back in Rochester, New York,
Yes.
professor at Rochester University. We want to use that platform to push the education of trucking in high school. I think
Yes.
18 is a good age to learn business. It's a good age to learn how to invest in yourself. Start young, and with the newer, there's so
Yes.
much more. There's so much more advanced than we were when we were 18. They have
Yes.
resources right in the palm of their smartphones. So I think it's important that we start to educate them young.
Yes, I want to acknowledge Jacqueline Cox. Thank you so much for listening. Hi, she says, hi, Miss Vera. I'm tuned in. Thank you. I appreciate you being tuned in. And she trucking, she says 21 years old can drive out of state.
Yep.
18-year-olds in state.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Glad you're here. She's trucking. You're helping me.
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay, so, but I think the idea, the concept of introducing this as a career option in high school is awesome.
Yep.
And, piggybacking off of that with career development and looking at the Holland Code, which for truck drivers is, I'm sure, is realistic,
Yep.
social, possibly, enterprising, definitely, to better understand how you tie in and your personality ties in with the trucking industry. I think that's awesome. We have some other guests here. Two questions. What are the numbers for the average of Black versus white? And what is the percentage of Black women drivers?
Okay, so I know African Americans, we make up anywhere from 18 to 20% of the trucking industry. I know that number's changed quite some time. At one, it was 17%. So it's a small percentage. And I don't know the percentage of Black women and drivers in trucking. But I was talking to Sheree a while back, and she was telling me a story when she remembered, walking into companies and she would be the only Black female driver. And then we went to visit a a trucking facility, a truck terminal, and there are more now, but it's still not the balance just isn't there. I think at that particular terminal there was like maybe four or five at that terminal, and so I think that's something that we need to work on. I love to see the women in trucking, even on social media. They're doing some amazing things, and yeah, I always say, and I know the guys always bash me for saying it, but women outwork men any day of the week, hands down. And I think it's important that we push more for gender equality in trucking. It's the only.
That's That's amazing. And we'll probably have Sheree come on and talk about it from a woman's perspective
Oh, yeah.
because I know and it is amazing. I remember I was on the road and this lady, this truck driver little lady. And she's in this huge truck that's carrying all these vehicles. The
Yeah.
one that has all the, I mean, she was little.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness. I would have never thought someone so small would be a trucker.
Absolutely. Well, Sheree, I spent some time with her as well. She's tiny herself. I mean, but she's so powerful. And when she walks in the room, she demands that attention. And again, I think it's just important that we push more for gender equality in this industry.
That's amazing. And I have a couple of commercials, so I'm going to run those right quick and then we'll come back.
Okay.
All right.
CTR Media Network has amazing opportunities to expand the visibility of business owners, entrepreneurs, authors, coaches, and podcasters on our platform. Would you like to be interviewed on any of our podcasting shows where we're booking right now? So go to ctrmedianetwork.com. Would you like to have an ad in our upcoming Podcast Revolution magazine? Well, simply go to our website and place your ad today. We also have commercial placement opportunities. We would love to play your commercial during the airing of our CTR Media Network Live and the Tina Ramsey Show. We would love to partner with you. If you feel that your business is a right fit, contact us about our sponsorship opportunities. CTR Media Network has a variety of different opportunities to fit every budget. So reach out to us by going to ctrmedianetwork.com and book the appropriate ad for yourself today.
I am so proud to be a part of the CTR network of podcasters. And if anyone listening is interested in being a sponsor of my show, let me know. Please let me know. We're all a part of this together, but I need sponsors as well. So if anyone's interested, please, by all means, check me out on my Facebook page, The Vera Thomas Show. And I do have one other commercial I want to play regarding CTR and podcasts.
CTR Media Network was created for today's podcasters. We provide a safe haven for content creators that are everyday people doing extraordinary things. We have a system of positioning, monetization training, coaching, and support for our podcasters' success. CTR Media Network simply bridges that gap with a level playing field for your dreams to come true cost effectively. Our team provides a premium service and experience for our podcasters to grow. CTR Media Network provides access, support, resources, coaching, and community for our podcasters to win, if you put in the work. We believe that we are living in a unique time which requires you to share your message of hope with millions of people around the world. Remember that the world is never too saturated for you, your voice and message. A platform for positive impactful media where the content creators are in the driver's seat. Visit our website today by going to www.ctrmedianetwork.com.
Reality today with Ms. Mac Marketing. 848-236-5026.
Now we have a couple more comments regarding the women in the industry, and She Trucking says that 10% of women are in the industry, and 3%, I'm gathering 3% of those 10% are Black women. Which means we need more Black women as truckers, right?
Right.
And then she also says, great interview. Thank you very much. It wouldn't be a great interview without the interviewee. Not her, but E. Okay, don't mind me. Okay. And then Marlo, she asks, how much does the average truck cost? She says, my cousin loves it and she says she doesn't have to worry about money. Okay.
Right. Semis. I'm thinking that she's talking about semi trucks. It could be box trucks. There's a huge difference in what you would average, but a semi is going to average anywhere from 7,000 to 9,000 a week, depending on how they run. And of course, you double that if you have like a team driving your semi truck. It also depends if you're going to run. If you're going to be over the road, which means you're going to go state to state, or if you're just going to stay local. Just in that one state. So it just depends on how you run that truck. If you have a power only truck, which means you have a tractor with no trailer, you're going to make a lot less than you would if you had a truck with an actual trailer attached. And that trailer can differ as well. You can have a flatbed, you can have an enclosed trailer, a drive-in trailer, which is you carry any type of dry goods, furniture, and just dry canned goods, or anything that's not perishable. And then you can do a reefer trailer, which is a refrigerated trailer, and you're transporting food, ice cream, steaks, and so those rates are going to change depending on what type of trailer that you use.
Okay. And then one of the other questions, what is the average cost of a truck?
So a brand new, let's say Freightliner 2023, you're speaking about maybe like 130, 140,000. A used, maybe a 2015 Freightliner Cascadia, dual bunk, you'll probably pay anywhere for about 45 to 50,000. And then again, that depends on the miles as well.
Okay. And you help find financing
For
for truck drivers who are interested in becoming entrepreneurs, owning their own trucking industry company.
Right, and we are correct, and we also help find the actual truck. Just
Okay.
depending on on how much they want to invest. And there's a lot of people are always DMing us. They'll always DM us on Instagram or hit us on our webpage and just want us to help them sell their equipment as well. So we have a lot of different ways to help people find trucks.
That is amazing. That's amazing. So, and now I know that you are a father. And earlier, before we came on, I was sharing with you the poem that I had written for fathers. And I think I want to share it. And then I want you to tell us how it resonates with you as a father.
I'm already smiling.
Father, provider, protector, role model for a son, the image of the man that will be the husband of your daughter when that time comes. What's best for your children should be concern number one, regardless of any obstacle a father must overcome. Sometimes the injustices of our society towards many of our fathers can make it hard to stand. But you gotta stand and be a man and a father to your children in every way you possibly can. Demonstrate their worth through you by the words that you say and the things that you do. Don't ever put your children down or call them out of their name. They may become whatever that you claim. Lift them up to higher ground. Let their inner beauty be seen, be found. Show them and tell them how special they are. Be the light. Be the light. Be the light to take them far. Show them and tell them how much you really care and let them know no matter what, you will always, in all ways, be there. Pray that our fathers will be guided by the light to lead their children in the ways that are right. And I know you have a daughter. She's 11 years old. And I met her and I would like her to come back if she can. But let me have you tell us how that poem resonates with you.
It's how I live my life, right? I always tell people, even in business, I always tell people you have to find that one thing that motivates you, that one thing that keeps you going. And it's unfortunate, it's unfortunate that a lot of us Black men, African American men, did not grow up with their father. And so it's important that I pour every ounce of me into my child, from education to exposing her to different countries like Paris and Jamaica, and just things that she's been able to see, that was not even imaginable when I was her age, right? And so it's that this is my world. Like I always talk about, my Instagram page is Maddie Daddy Time. Everything that I do is because of her, and I don't just speak it; I live it. I walk it every day. I tease my daughter every time I drop her off to school, and I always say, "Madison, you're beautiful, you're intelligent, and learn what you can." I've been saying that her entire life. It's important that she knows how beautiful and intelligent she is, and everybody around her knows it as well. And the way you treat your child in front of people is how they're going to treat them. The way you respect them
Yes.
is how they're going to respect them. And it's important that we let the world know that we're here, that we're supportive, that I haven't missed anything. I won't miss anything, a birthday, an event, no matter what it is, no matter where I am, I'm cutting it short to make sure that she knows what's important. And everybody around me, they know what's important. It's more important than anything. And I use that word so much because it's hard to explain and express that feeling, but I've been through a lot in my life, but I find that solace when I'm with her. Like I know that no matter what I'm going through, no matter how difficult my day is, the moment she walks out that school and give me that big smile, nothing even matters. And so
Wow.
she's just a really amazing child. She's a very, very intelligent child. She's extremely gifted with that. And I see a lot of what I wish I could have been when I was her age. And she's just so focused and driven. And most people just don't believe she's only 11. Just how she speaks and how she carries herself. It's easy to be her dad. Like I tell her this all the time. It's easy. Like, it's easy to be her dad. She's under the weather right now. But you just can't tell because her spirit is always high. She's always laughing and she's silly like me. So you couldn't even tell that she has a little bit of pneumonia right now.
Wow. No, I couldn't tell when she came on before the show started. And the thing is, she is the way she is because of you, and you being there and showing her and telling her every day.
Right. Yeah.
Every day. People don't understand how important that is. And you made a point about how you treat her in public is how other people will treat her.
Absolutely.
Parents, do you hear that?
Absolutely.
When I see kids, and I remember saying to a parent, seeing a little girl, oh, she's so cute. And the first thing that came out of the parent's mouth was, well, she's so bad.
Right. Right.
Why not compliment the fact that I said she was cute?
Right. Right.
And so the fact that you are, and one of the things, because I work with parents and their children, and one of the things I talk about are the various parental styles. And the style that you are showing is the authoritative parent, where you're supportive and encouraging, and you're there for her. You see her areas of strengths and her gifts, and you're leading her to it. You've exposed her to the world. That is amazing. That's awesome. That's awesome. And see, so many times parents are so caught up in themselves and consumed by what's going on with them that their children are either fending for themselves or have no direction, no guidance, no discipline. Either because a parent is trying to be their child's best friend,
Right.
and not parenting. So what are some of the things that you might share with parents that you're doing that you see is impacting on your daughter's life? And I know we didn't plan this question.
I think just being present, right? Like having that. I know. I remember like my dad. He passed away when I was younger. Actually, I was about Madison's age when he passed. And sometimes I think back and I say, I don't. My dad would. And most parents, they speak to their child, right? They speak at their child. They don't speak with their child. They don't really interact with their child. If she wants to stop and play Uno, we gonna play Uno, right? It's just the time being spent. There's a thin line between being a friend and a parent. I get it, but I like to straddle that fence. I like to let her know that we can have fun, we can laugh, and then when it's time to get serious and get in those books and read those books and get those grades, I challenge her. We 96s or higher. I don't want 95s in my house. I want you to push yourself as far as you can push yourself, and then push yourself even further. I always want her to give her best, and I think that really is important when I'm putting down that father figure. Laying down the law, but at the same time, we're gonna have fun doing it.
That
read so many books. I've lost count. But it's important that you teach your child. It's important that you show them too, right? You got to be present. And
Yes.
I always tell people, like, I don't see how parents don't want to be in their child's life. It's
I know.
the only thing I want to do.
I know. I don't know. And fathers get a bad rap. But one thing I've noticed in Atlanta, and first, Marlo, thank you for being here as well. And she says, love that poetry, Vera. Our fathers are so beautiful and sometimes get bad vibes, which is exactly what I was just getting ready to say. And little girls especially need their dads
Right.
so much so. And one of the things that I noticed when I first came to Atlanta was how engaged fathers are here in Atlanta with their children. You don't see that everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't see it everywhere. And to know that there are so many dads out here, dads get a bad rap.
Right.
There are a lot of concerned, caring fathers that want to be with their children. And oftentimes, mothers have a tendency to hold it back and to thwart that relationship without recognizing how important that relationship is.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And so,
I'm blessed to be able to have. I mean, her mom's amazing. We both went to Howard together. That's where we met. We're together for a very long time. So we raised her together, and we co-parent now. But we do a great job at it. It's important that even that she see how her mom and I interact.
absolutely.
And so it's just we just try to do the right thing. We just try to make sure that we put her first in every aspect of our life, and it works.
Absolutely. And that's a valid point. You are co-parenting right now.
Yep.
And I know we're supposed to be talking about trucking, but this is important. This is important.
Hey.
And she's there. Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I want to ask you, I'm glad you came on. I want to ask you, what is it that you value most about your dad?
About you.
Yeah.
He's paying a lot of money for me to go to a good school that pushes me. Yeah.
Yeah. You like Woodward Academy?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
They push you?
I get pushed a lot.
Yeah.
My classes are really hard, and something the teachers told us is that no one has ever gotten all 100s.
Right.
So it's good to know that there's opportunities for everyone to get pushed there, and there's a lot of extracurricular programs that I think are cool.
Okay.
Okay. And I know your dad spends a lot of time with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you value that. Is that important to you that he does?
It's very important to me.
Yeah.
I have no siblings, so I get lonely, and I need someone to talk to.
Yeah. So we hang out.
Yes.
That's wonderful. Well, listen, I know you're a little under the weather, but I appreciate you coming on to share with us your relationship with your dad because it's so important. And much success to you in school. And I do hope you feel better soon. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you. Awesome. Okay. And she trucking, she said, hi, Maddie. And then she calls her Maddie Cake. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much for having her come on.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to trucking. But I did not. It is so important that fathers recognize how important their relationship is with both males and females, but particularly with their daughters. Right. I can't tell you, as I have mentioned to you earlier, one of the things that I have done as I'm pursuing my dreams and stuff is driving Uber and Lyft and picking up young girls at 12, 1, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Right. And one of my questions is, what type of relationship do you have with your dad? And almost I would say 9 out of 10 will say they don't.
Right.
And therefore, they're looking for love in all the wrong places. So, parents, fathers, be engaged in your daughter's life. It is so important. So important. Okay, back to trucking, because I could go on and on about this topic. But let's talk about this event that's coming up in March.
Oh, awesome, awesome. So March 4th, rooftop mixer. It's going to be from 6 to 11. Tickets are on sale as we speak. Early bird tickets, and of course, the price will go up once the early bird tickets sell out. The event is different, right? It's something that we haven't had in trucking. We're able to actually fund over $1.2 million on a rooftop for those who are seeking commercial funding. That they want to get into the industry. We were able to bring a lot of people out. A lot of people who are very knowledgeable and successful in the trucking industry, different walks within the trucking industry. People who own dump trucks to box trucks to semi trucks, drivers, investors. There's so many different people on that rooftop. And I tell people all the time, you have to get in the rooms. You have to network. The old cliche, your network equals your net worth. There's no way that you can be successful in this industry if you don't have resources. If you
Amen.
don't know how to network properly, to put the right people in your corner. There's mentors there. So much that we were able to give away on that rooftop. And a lot of people who came said they want to do it again. And there's a lot of people that missed it, that just missed that opportunity. The tickets will sell fast. They're probably going to sell faster this time than the last time, because people really realize the importance of being at that event March 4th. I encourage you, if you're on this live and you're listening, or you get a chance to watch it later, make sure you go and purchase your tickets. You can purchase them on the web at keeptruckingtransportation.com. It's actually scrolling on the banner down there. It's keeptruckingtransportation.com. Purchase your tickets. If you can't make it, purchase a ticket for a friend. But it's definitely an event that you want to get in. If you're in the trucking industry, you got 20 trucks, you want to scale to get to 30, this is the room you need to be in. If you're thinking about getting into the trucking industry and you just don't know how to quite start, this is the industry. This is the event that you need to make sure you purchase your tickets for.
Okay. And I'm typing it in my in the chat so that people will see it. So it's rooftop mixer, March 4th. What time does it start?
6 p.m.
Okay, from 6 to when?
to 11.
Okay. And it's a must attend. And keeptruckingtransportation.com for tickets.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So early bird ticket sales are on right now. So definitely gonna get those tickets.
Okay. I got it. Okay. We got it going there. All right. All right. I'm going to put it on here so people can see it.
Yep.
No errors. Okay. You got to come to this if you're even thinking about possibly becoming a truck driver. Just a truck driver. And I shouldn't say just, because truck drivers make good money. If you're thinking about being a truck driver, you want to attend this event. You may find that not only do you want to be a truck driver, you might want to be the truck owner.
Absolutely.
And there are resources available to you to help you do that, to help make your dreams come true. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. So tell me more about your dreams in terms of where do you see your company going from this point on?
Well, I visited a truck terminal for the first time maybe about a month ago, and I think it just kind of it made me realize that there's another level. There's another level that I want to accomplish at some point, and that's what we're pushing towards. Just aligning ourselves with the right people, creating the right resources around us, so that when we do get to that level and we do start to purchase more equipment, purchase a truck terminal, which is the facility where drivers can come. Park their trucks. Of course, we run all the dispatch and all the freight to find the freight out of that one location. I think truck terminal is a position that I wouldn't mind tapping into. and just really growing our lease on a portion of our trucking company. I really love to lease people on because I get to see the progress that they make. Some people lease on with one truck, and then next thing you know, they got two trucks and a couple of trailers. We're able to teach them how to again buy trailers, rent trailers out. It's just a mentorship aspect of leasing people on. So if you're on this live and you already have a truck, and you're looking for a home, you're looking for someone, so a place that you can actually lease your equipment on, run under our MCDOT. Make sure that you contact us on the web, keeptruckingtransportation.com. Is what we do best. Is what we do the most is lease people on, and like every day the phone's ringing, and we're just vetting the right people. So if you think that's you, make sure that you tap in, and that you continue to follow us on Instagram and contact us on the web and see what we got to offer for you.
Yes, and you do have an ebook, right?
Yes, absolutely. She's pouring it out. So yeah,
Yes, she
have
is.
how started trucking in the trucking business ebook. You can also purchase that on the web as well. You can purchase your mentorship on the web, consultations on the web. It's very important that you at least sign up for a consultation if you're even thinking about getting into the industry, so that we can make sure that it's a good fit for you. And you ask a lot of questions. We're gonna have every answer that you need, and we can actually direct you in the right path to be successful in this industry. We also have a dispatch training class coming up right here in Atlanta, Georgia, December 10th as well as December 11th. It's a 2-day class. Purchase those tickets before those seats sell out. It is virtual and it as well as live. So if you're in Atlanta, Georgia area, you want to travel. I know there's a few people traveling from South Georgia, from Texas, that's coming down to take this class. And if you can't make the travel, that's fine. We're still going to have it live and virtual for you to attend that class. So dispatch training is one of the easiest ways to get into the trucking industry. It's the less expensive way to get into the trucking industry. I think the two best ways is to get your CDL and or become a dispatcher. And we'll talk more in detail about that once you take the class and show you how to get carriers and how to. That's how we started. We had some box trucks. We started dispatching, and then we were able to grow from there and establish a pretty dominant trucking company in this industry.
Well, that is so awesome. You are doing some awesome things. One of the questions I do want to ask you, do you have an assessment tool that you use to help people that think they might want to come into the industry better confirm that this is a good fit for them?
Well, what I do, it's not even a tool. During that consultation, the first thing I ask about is like your reason. What is your why? Because in this industry, you have to have a why. It is so difficult, so you have to have a why. And then we tap into finances because I understand that a lot of times these breakdowns are costly, and it's important that you have upwards of now 20 to 30,000 to the side for payroll, for breakdowns, for repairs, for insurance, right? And so we always like to go over those things first. And then I always ask, well, what are your expectations? Because, this is not a get rich quick scheme. This is not a side hustle. This is not a part-time job that you can just kind of tap into when you want. You have to be all in with this trucking. So just through my experiences and things I've been through and all the other consultations that I've done with other people, the people who've leased on, I've been able to watch the struggles and some successful and some not. I kind of put all that together, and then that's what we use to kind of gauge if we think it's going to work for someone. But you're the only judge if you're going to be able to be successful in this industry. If this is something for you after that consultation, because I'm going to give you all the pros as well as the cons, because I want you to know what you're getting yourself into.
Okay. Are there schools who offer free CDL?
Right. So there are schools that can offer free CDLs. Like I believe Swift is one of them. We can actually go to school. You can get your CDL for free, and that's why we're big promoters of getting your CDL. It's a viable asset to have your CDL. You can tap into a truck and make some good money at any point in time if you have a good CDL with a clean MVR. And yes, there are schools that you can go to the school, and then of course you're gonna be dedicated to that company for some time after you graduate that school, to pay it back, so to say. And then you can go ahead and you can start working for larger companies or smaller companies. Yeah.
Yes. There.
Yep, there you go. Yep, there are schools. So, yep, absolutely. And again, I always talk about the CDL. It's important to have your CDL. And it's important to learn the business side of trucking as well. And if you couple those two things together, then you'll start to create different pockets of funds for yourself in this industry. But having a CDL is key.
It's
Um,
number one, isn't it? I mean, you can't be a driver without a CDL, right?
have your Class A CDL if you're going to drive a truck that's 26,001 pound. So, or more. So you have to, if you're going to need a Class B CDL if you're driving a box truck that's over 26,001 pound. Then you're going to have a Class A CDL to drive a semi truck, the tractors with the trailers attached.
Okay, now this Joey F. Kennedy, is that a school or?
It looks like his last name. I'm not sure what he texted that for. I'm not sure.
Okay, I don't know either. But
Yeah.
anyway, all right. Well, I think that what you're doing and the trainings that you're offering, the mentorships that you're offering, the resources that you're offering, the mixers, you're doing so much. You're doing so much.
We
It
keep
is amazing. Okay, she says, no, it's my brother, and I'm trying to get him to see this.
awesome. Awesome.
Okay, awesome. And he can watch the replay because he needs to watch this.
You can watch that.
Awesome. Have him connect, go to the website, and the phone number is here as well. You see everything. Screenshot this.
I also my IG at Maddie Daddy Time, MADDY.
Okay, let me put that on here. IG. Okay, what is it?
It's Maddie Daddy Time, MADDY.
Okay, at Maddie Daddy Time.
Yep.
Maddie Daddy Time.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Is this right? Do I have it right? Is that it? Okay. So hit him up on IG or his website. But yes, we want to get as many young people involved because let's face it, a lot of kids do not want to go to college.
Right.
And so this is a viable career.
Yeah.
And like you said, with so many different facets to it, so many pockets.
Yeah.
And they'll be able to make money and have freedom.
And have freedom. Have freedom. A big thing that we teach is to get your time back. And Madison, all the time I'm on the phone at work. She's like, Dad, and I put the phone down because I understand that I've created a lifestyle to where I can work from anywhere. I was just flying back from Buffalo on Monday, and I was on my phone, and I was just able to work from the plane. And again, it's I love this industry. I love the dispatching side of it because with dispatching, you can actually work from anywhere. The dispatcher is the one who actually finds the freight for the carriers, the drivers, and communicate back and forth with the brokers, right? Who essentially is responsible for getting those loads out for the customer. So it's important that we've been able to create streams of income directly from our smartphone. If we're out the country, if we're on the boat, doesn't matter. We're making money from our cell phone, and I think that's something that's major. It's not we weren't able to do it when we were younger, right? I didn't have cell phones out when I was younger, so be able to take advantage of different social media platforms and podcasts. I'd never heard of a podcast when I was younger, so I'm assuming this is a new, right? But we're able to more importantly disseminate information from our phones, from a podcast.
Yes. Well, Joey just came on and he says, my company is Ties and Fly Logistics. So he might want to connect with you and look at how you guys can pool your resources and your expertise to help more people. Awesome. And he says, generational wealth is my goal. You need to come on my show, Joey. You need to come on so that we can talk about this.
Joey, make sure you tap in and hit me on IG, and my phone number is down there as well. So you can always text me tomorrow, and we can kind of chop it up and see what we can do to help each other continue to grow in this industry.
That is so. See how things work. That is awesome. Well, this has just been a joy to have you on, and I am going to allow you to just kind of share. And I do want to say to my listening audience, please support my show, and you can support by, let me pull it up here. Please support my show. I would like for you to, you can support through Cash App, $ Instill Greatness, Zelle, or PayPal, Instilling Greatness 1117 at Gmail. I don't usually push this, but I know I need to. If you like what you see, then help support this show and help it grow and become all that it can be. And I also want you to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, to my Facebook channel, and follow me on Instagram, Vera.Thomas, Instilling Greatness. Come on, let's continue to work together here and make this a great thing for everybody. And so okay, we got another comment here. Okay, Joey, he's like, okay, so he's going to be connecting. Yes. Awesome. Well, this has been such a pleasure having you here. I'm going to give you've got 4 minutes to say whatever you want to say about your work, being a father, the business. I'm giving you the floor, okay?
Love it. Put me on the spot. So
yes.
Well, I want to say thank you, because the way that this started, even in backstage, the prayer was amazing. It made me feel like I was back home. Made me feel like I was back home in my mom's kitchen, because that's how we do. So I appreciate that. I definitely do. And giving me this platform to speak to your audience. So I thank you for that. I really want to see everybody at this rooftop mixer. It's important. I didn't think that it was going to be that valuable until it just kind of happened and it grew. And so it's important that we do it again with a twist. We're going to add more people there, more speakers there. We're going to definitely double that 1.2 million. My goal is to put 2.4 million on that rooftop March 4th for people who want to get into this trucking industry the right way, who are looking for mentorships, guidance, resources. It's not just truck drivers. We have dispatchers there. We have investors there. We have mechanics there. Every walk of trucking is in that building, and we want to see you there. We want to see you take advantage of an opportunity that even I didn't have 8-9 years ago. So take advantage, get in those rooms. You must educate yourself. Again, we have a dispatch training class December 10th, December 11th. I would love to see you at that class. You can tap into keeptruckingtransportation.com, and you can purchase your tickets for both the event as well as a dispatch training. So just take advantage. Take advantage. If you really want to get in this trucking industry, before you spend your first dime on equipment, it's important that you take some time and you develop a mentor and take some consultations and some dispatch training classes so that you know how to properly invest in this industry. So that's it. I just, you guys got my IG at Matty Daddy Time. Again, I'm always on there. I'm always going live. I'm always dropping free gems. We have a subscription page on our Instagram as well. If you want to tap into that, that's only $9.99. Of course, we have the ebook, How to Get Started in Trucking. So if you have any issues, any questions, any problems, make sure that you guys tap in and contact us so we can help you get started or at least stay afloat.
And you know what? I am going to put this on my Instagram page immediately after we finish so that people can hear this again and get involved. And I thank you so much for your time. I thank you for your spirit. I thank you for what it is you are doing to help others recognize what it is that they can do. And even though you have your degree from Howard, yes, Howard University, another HBCU. Oh, that's so awesome. But you're teaching people that that college may not be the option, right. And if it's not, then this may be the perfect thing for you to get into. So I really appreciate you, Michael. And I appreciate you allowing Maddie to come on.
Thanks for having me.
And talking to us. I just love kids. I do. So anyway, thank you very much. And I want to say to our listening audience, you will see this again in a minute because I'm getting ready to download it onto my Instagram page. In the meantime, everyone, have a great week. And if you would just kind of hold off while I close out here. All right. Thank you. So have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much.
The Vera Thomas Show. The Vera Thomas Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk.